The Punjab and Haryana High Court has delivered a landmark judgment, setting a significant precedent in the realm of compassionate appointments for government employees and their families. The court ruled that a second wife, if her name is specifically nominated in a deceased employee's official service records, must be considered eligible for compassionate appointment, regardless of other legal complexities. This decision marks a shift in focus from the rigid legal validity of a marriage to the clear, documented wishes of the employee and the urgent financial needs of their dependents left behind. By highlighting the importance of the nomination process, the court acknowledged that the employee's intent as recorded in official documents should guide the distribution of relief and support. The court emphasized that the true purpose of compassionate appointments is to provide timely support to the family as identified by the employee, rather than to pass judgment on the marital status or legality of relationships. By treating the nomination as a binding directive, the court ensures that relief and assistance reach those who are genuinely dependent on the deceased, regardless of legal technicalities or social stigma. This precedent recognizes the complex realities of modern families and prioritizes compassion and human need over bureaucratic hurdles, paving the way for a more inclusive and empathetic approach in such cases. The case centered on Sushma Devi, the second wife of Ram Kumar, a Haryana government employee. Sushma's life had been marked by quiet resilience, living in a small village and supporting her family through many hardships. Her marriage to Ram Kumar, though not without its challenges, was a source of stability and hope for her. Ram Kumar had nominated Sushma Devi in his service records, clearly indicating his intent for her to receive all benefits. This nomination was not a mere formality, it was a deliberate act reflecting his trust and responsibility towards Sushma as his wife and partner. After his death, Sushma Devi's application for compassionate appointment was rejected solely because her marriage was considered void under the Hindu Marriage Act. The rejection came as a shock, leaving her feeling isolated and helpless, despite having followed all the necessary procedures. Despite this, Ram Kumar's first wife, Roshni Devi, provided a no-objection certificate supporting Sushma's claim. This rare gesture of understanding and unity within the family showed that personal relationships and compassion could transcend legal boundaries. The authorities ignored this family consensus, forcing Sushma into a legal battle. She was left with no choice but to seek justice through the courts, facing a long and uncertain journey ahead. The case highlighted the gap between rigid legal definitions and the actual needs of dependents. It raised important questions about how laws should adapt to real-life situations, especially when families themselves have reached an agreement. The court had to decide whether technicalities should override the deceased's clear wishes and the family's agreement. Sushma's struggle became a symbol of the ongoing conflict between law and justice in the lives of ordinary people. The central issue was whether the legal validity of marriage or the employee's nomination should determine eligibility for compassionate appointment. The government argued only a legally wedded wife could qualify, treating the scheme like inheritance law. Sushma Devi's counsel countered that compassionate appointments are a welfare measure, not about succession, and the employee's nomination should guide decisions. The court was tasked with interpreting whether the policy's spirit to prevent destitution should outweigh technical marital status. The outcome would set a precedent for how dependents are recognized in service matters across the country. The High Court ruled that the employee's nomination is paramount, binding the employer to honor it. The court stressed that compassionate appointments are meant to provide immediate relief, not to enforce personal law definitions. Citing Supreme Court precedent, the judges noted that if children from a void marriage are eligible for benefits, so too should the nominated spouse. The no-objection certificate from the first wife further validated Sushma's claim, showing no family dispute existed. The court concluded that denying Sushma on technical grounds would defeat the policy's purpose. This judgment reinforced that the employer's duty is to follow the employee's clear instructions, not to scrutinize personal relationships. The court clarified that compassionate appointments are distinct from inheritance rights. Inheritance laws govern property distribution among legal heirs, but compassionate appointments are a welfare measure arising from employment, not succession. The court found that Sushma's nomination created a unique entitlement, independent of her status under personal law. This distinction prevents dependents from being disqualified due to technicalities and ensures swift relief to those actually dependent. The judgment keeps the focus on immediate support, not lengthy inheritance disputes. It upholds the integrity of compassionate appointments as a tool for social security. The High Court ordered authorities to reconsider Sushma Devi's claim, officially recognizing her nomination and the first wife's consent as valid and significant. This decision not only acknowledges the complexities of family relationships, but also ensures that the voices of all dependents are heard and respected in legal matters. By setting a powerful precedent, the ruling is likely to influence similar cases across the country, guiding future judgments and shaping the way such disputes are resolved. The court's stance empowers nominated dependents to assert their rights with greater confidence, while shifting the burden to employers and authorities to provide clear justification for any denial of benefits or claims. It highlights the critical importance of keeping nominations updated and accurate, and treating these documents as legally binding commitments that must be honoured. The decision marks a progressive step forward, prioritizing compassion and fairness and placing the employee's true intent above rigid legal definitions or outdated technicalities. By focusing on the human element, the court ensures that compassionate aid and rightful benefits reach those in need, just as the law intended. This landmark judgment offers hope and reassurance to many families facing similar crises, reaffirming the true spirit of welfare policies and the promise of justice for all.